Hello, Stacy. I hope your time in Florida is going well. I just watched your video 6 with Katie, and overall, great work. It's definitely improving. Her pokes, your relationship, the prompting, everything. And then, don't worry about the slow progress. It's totally normal. Like, it's because of your experience so far. You are seeing a lot more quicker progress, I should say, with a variety of spellers. But one thing to always keep in mind too is, sorry, my eye. I have really only had probably a handful or so of girl spellers, and it's just typically tends to be a little trickier, just because boys and girls are different. But and Katie definitely has more trouble with like the tracing and the eye contact and just initiating motor stuff, so it's totally fine. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. I would push her back from the table a little bit more, so that way she can go all the way out and all the way back, because she's kind of going out and then just a little bit back, and it doesn't give her that full range. And sometimes with that too, you need to, prompt in and out, like bend that elbow back or swing that arm back, so she bends it back. Be more mindful of, you never need to touch her arm for the reset. Instead, coach it down. Again, don't need to repeat any of the words that you're asking her to spell or any of the questions. I would even, your prompts were great, some of them I could even I would be a little more direct with like bottom left corner, bottom right, or scan your board all the way opposite side, look for it. I do think trying the sensory boards would be good. And I do like the nose thing, look at my nose, but I would watch it a little bit. Sometimes, you were kind of repeating it too much almost, and you really want to think about that wait time. And then instead of like Katie, which is just totally natural and what we do as humans. But instead of kind of repeating her name like that over and over, just think of other ways that you can get her eyes forward. So with that, sometimes I'll give it a little gentle tap on the board on the table, or I'll tap the board, or I'll, chin forward, eyes down. Like, think of other ways to prompt it. And instead of the nose thing, if that doesn't seem to be working as much, you could try getting the painter's tape and putting 2 X's on the wall and having her, do crossbody, or right arm to right X, left arm to left X. You could even have her do knees up, and sometimes, tap your right knee when you lift it up, or you can modify it, just start right leg up, left leg up. And good job breaking the board, when you saw she was just starting off on the totally wrong side. And then, yeah, I would just be really mindful of the wait time, how you're kind of talking to her. Think of more body coach and body support instead of the, like, look at me, sit down, sit back, like, just, bend those knees, feel your hips in the chair, back up straight, pencil in the hand, and go. I would definitely try the sensory boards, just because the pencil does seem to be causing more of a motor issue. And then in regards to covering half the board, I only have this one on me right now, but so some people, you could get like piece of construction paper, laminate it, and then I would cover half the board, and then you can put tape like on the top part and then flip it up and tape on the bottom. So then it's just always on there and you can just flip up and down as needed. So when you make your sensory boards, usually I'll have a sensory board that permanently has the half cover on it, and then I'll have other sensory boards without the half, just so you don't have to keep messing around with taking the tape on and off. But it's a really, really useful tool. But yes, I would do no pencil and sensory board so she's not poking through the stencils with her finger. And yeah, I think those really were all of my suggestions. And yeah, she's totally motivated to spell. It's just, you know, she's older, so it's a lot more ingrained, unfortunately, not negative, but not ideal motor loops over the years. And yeah, just go nice and slow. Don't worry about the progress and if it's completely different than anyone else, because you know that's how it will be forever and ever. I really liked the little dance break. That was awesome. I do think I didn't really notice much of a difference when Mom was in or out of the room, but for the most part, most guys do better without their parents in the room. I think even us subconsciously don't even realize that it puts a little more pressure and nerves on us. I always notice sometimes for some reason with certain dads, just because they end up being the ones who are a little more not sure about this form. I felt myself like shaking the board a little bit, but I've moved through that. So yeah, keep up the good work. Let me know if you have a question.